Everybody, welcome back. In this video, we are looking at the NBA slate for Monday night. We have 10 games. I just posted the NFL video, so you can check that out if you're going to be taking a shot at the $1 million up for grabs on the showdown tonight. Today, on this NBA slate, DraftKings did a very poor job of pricing, especially the Charlotte guys, so we'll be focusing on them a lot. But let's get into the video. As always, if you enjoy the content, appreciate it if you hit the like button, subscribe if you have not already. Let's have a really good week. Last week was not the best, so hopefully this week can really turn it around. Looking at the plays at the point guard spots, Steph Curry is 11-7. He's going up against Orlando, very bad team in general. He's at home. They're coming off of a loss. They lost to the Spurs, and Curry shot the ball awfully. So I would expect Curry to have a huge bounce-back performance. If you wanted to get up to him at 11-7, you can. I'm not going to argue with you. Just there's so much value on the slate that it'll be easy to get up to Curry if you wanted to do that. I like Curry more than Trae Young, more than DeJounte Murray. They're facing off on the road, and Trae Young's on a back-to-back after he was questionable yesterday, so I wouldn't be surprised if they rule him out today if he's not feeling 100%. And then DeJounte Murray's not the easiest spot going into Phoenix. Then you have a bunch of just out players here and a bunch of Q tags. D'Angelo Russell, he's probably like the biggest questionable piece because at least CJ McCollum is a probable. If Russell is out, look to Anthony Edwards. Look to Malik Beasley at $4,200 or $4,400, whatever his price tag is. In the 8K range, you have Bradley Beal. Yesterday they said that the Spencer Dinwiddie will continue to rest on back-to-backs, and he played yesterday, so he's going to rest today. So Beal at $8,800 will be the alpha. He's sub 9K, which is the first time in a while. He hasn't really been that good this year at all in terms of a fantasy production. But without Dinwiddie, more opportunities to get assists, more usage. So I think he looks fine. The matchup is solid going up against the Pacers, who give up a lot of points, and this team should be playing at it. The Wizards will get a slight pace bump. Brogdon looks fine at 87. He plays like 40 minutes in close games. The bottom 8K range here, I like Cole Anthony at 8,000. He always gives you a lot of upside. Takes 20-plus shots, gets you a lot of assists, gets you rebounds, gives you 50-point upside. He's not going to be too popular. So the price tag is expensive, but he's been reasonable. And he's actually taken a huge step forward in his second year. Chris Paul, 83, makes some sense. There's no Devin Booker. The last couple of games, he hasn't really produced. He's only taken 8 and 7 shots, so even without Devin Booker, we haven't seen Chris Paul be very aggressive with the shots. He's still not shooting a lot, which is disappointing. But maybe that changes today against the Spurs, who play at a ridiculously fast pace. Should be a very high-scoring game. And I'm not that interested in Darius Garland, but he's been balling. I just had to give him a shout-out. 54, 59, 50 in 3 out of his last 5 games. He's been absolutely money from distance. 5 of 8, 5 of 6, 4 of 8 in his last 3 games. They almost won against the Jazz at home, which would have been a big victory. But the fact that they're even able to stay in the game all the way up to into the buzzer, at the buzzer with teams like the Jazz missing, Sexton. The Cavs are legit this year. They're going to make the playoffs, and wouldn't be surprised if they make a top 4 seed. Cunningham, not that interested in this price tag. Alonzo, not that interested. Kyle Lowry, maybe you have to wait till Jimmy Butler news comes out. And then they priced up like Desmond Bane at 68, so I'm not that interested there. You'd expect Tobias to be back after missing with an illness, so that kind of takes a slight bump on Maxey, although it is a good spot against Charlotte, and the price tag is very reasonable. At the bottom 5K range here, you have Dennis Smith Jr., who played a bunch of minutes. He should probably play a lot of minutes again today without Simons. 41 is something you probably wouldn't expected, but maybe in the 30s would be fine at a barely above a $5,000 price tag. There's no Jalen Suggs still, so he still looks good for Cole Anthony. You still get a slight bump for like Gary Harris, for Terrence Ross. But the Charlotte guys, we haven't even started looking at their price tags yet because they haven't even came up yet. But they are unbelievably poorly priced. You have to play Ish Smith at $3,400. He was 48 yesterday, played 32 minutes, put up 37, and now the price tag went all the way down to 34. It's not like Lonzo. It's not like a LaMelo and Rozier were just going to miss one game. They are out for a couple, and they also don't have Plumlee. So the Charlotte Hornets are shorthanded. They played a very tight rotation yesterday. All the starters played heavy minutes except for the center. Nick Richards played 7 minutes as a spot start once again. But you're looking at the Charlotte guys. It's impossible to avoid them today. At shooting guard, the top guys are fine. Like I like Beal. I like Beal probably the best. Edwards, if there's no Russell, looks to be very reasonable. And then I'm looking at the bottom here. 58 for Kelly Oubre is ridiculous. He started. He's going to play heavy minutes. Shot the ball really well. He's going up against Philly, who this game should be close. It's a back-to-back for the Hornets, but they play at a fast pace, and they put up a lot of points. And Oubre, not only just a scorer, he can get you some rebounds, can get you some defensive stats here, especially now that he's going to be go from like playing high 20s, low 30s in minutes to like mid 30s, high 30s. He's going to be the most aggressive guy on the floor in terms of just looking for a shot. So he looks like a very tough guy to get away from. At the bottom, 4K range and under. Harris right at 4K makes some sense, but you have Cody Martin at 39. He came off the bench, but they're not going to play Nick Richards much, so he played 32 minutes off the bench. His price tag went from 49 down to 39. You're looking at 4 Charlotte Hornet guys, at least in a lineup, so especially at home. Feel very good about them. Power forward, Giannis, if he plays, you have a lot of value to get up to him. Sabonis is 10K. He's probably priced where he should be, maybe a little bit expensive. You have Bridges at 77. You can definitely make a case to get up to Bridges. He played 40 minutes yesterday. Gives you big upside, and he's been shooting the ball really well. So I like him. Hayward is 7K. Probably like Bridges more at only $7 more. PJ Washington played 38 minutes off the bench. Put up 35. Not the easiest spot going up against Embiid, but a guy that can hit some threes, get you some rebounds. And then the Spurs, got playing the Spurs. Some of these Phoenix guys look fine, but Cam Johnson is up to 44. You have Crowder at 45. They're not like overwhelming value. Covington is 36. He's just been having a pretty poor season. I would have thought he would have been viable without Lillard at those sort of salaries, but he hasn't really proven that. At center, you're going to be able to pay up for one of these studs. I like Jokic, and Embiid has a easy spot going up against the Hornets. He should destroy this team for like 70 if he wants to. But Jokic just probably gives you 70 in general. For $1,000 more, I'll probably get up to Jokic against Chicago. You have even other plays that we can kind of look to, like Norman Powell coming off of a dud at $5,000. Still no Damian Lillard. I would think that he would at some point have a very good game here. So I like him, even though he's been disappointing this year. But if you're looking to just do like a somewhat full of a Hornets stack, you can probably plug in Bridges. Get your 4 Hornets guys in there. They all will probably play 35 plus minutes. They're all underpriced without LaMelo, without Rozier. And like yesterday, I think they played like 7 or 8 guys. They might have played like 8 guys, but a couple of those guys barely played. James Bouknight played 6 minutes, all in the first half. He did nothing. Took 5.4 minutes. Took 1 shot. And then the last guy I'll plug in, you can look to Josh Giddey, I would say, on the Oklahoma City side without SGA. He missed the last couple of games with an illness, and they definitely need one of these 2 guys back. They're not going to have SGA back, but at least they have Giddey back, who can handle the ball, get you close to like a double-double, maybe flirt with a triple-double. He's going to be playing heavy minutes. That's a good spot against Detroit. And it does give you 40-point upside. Without SGA, we'll just take a big usage bump. So a lot of Hornets players. You have Jokic, Giddey, just as pretty reasonable guys that can really hit 6x value. So that's it for the DraftKings side. Let's talk about FanDuel. So the point guard plays on FanDuel. We have DeJounte Murray at 99. Curry still looks very good at 10.7. Looking a little bit cheaper here, you have Chris Paul at 84. It looks reasonable without Devin Booker. Yeah, Brogdon at a very good price tag at 77. Cade Cunningham is down to 68. So I like him. I like Lowry. He looks reasonable even if Butler plays, but if Butler's out, that'd be a great price tag to look to. You're not going to have Dinwiddie today, so we can look to Bradley Beal at the shooting guard spot. Dennis Smith is $5,000 exactly. He looks fine, but Ish Smith at 45 would still be the first guy to kind of look to. Shooting guard, Paul George is down to 89. That's really easy to get to. It's a good spot against Portland. We've seen the Clippers-Portland games kind of be high scoring in the games past. McCollum at 81 looks very good. Holiday, Middleton, you probably hope that Giannis plays today. There are good price tags on FanDuel compared to DraftKings, but if Giannis plays, I'm not going to be that interested. I like Josh Giddey. Dylan Brooks hasn't done really anything since John Morant's been out, and don't know when you can expect him to really come through. It's been disappointing to say the least. And then you still have a good price tag on Karis LeVert. Norman Powell still looks reasonable at 52. And I have take a look at Cody Martin. He might just be small forward eligible. Actually, he's shooting guard. He's 5,000, so at least he's priced where he should be. Small forward, I like Paul George. Try to pay up for him at 89 is not even expensive at all. Hayward looks okay at 72. He's probably behind the other 4 guys. Like I like Bridges, even though 84 is a high price tag. But Kelly Oubre will still be the one guy that you want to get to. He's like the best overall pick, I would say, on the Hornets side, regardless, in terms of just raw points. Given his salary, you would expect him to easily hit 6x. Like Bridges will probably have the most points, but he's 84 compared to 58, so I like Oubre. And then at the bottom, you have LeVert at a good price tag at 51. Power forward, you have Mobley, 76. Not that interested there. Sabonis looks very good at 83. He's super underpriced. You probably have Washington underpriced as usual. We haven't even got to his name yet. He's probably $4,900 again. Let's see. Actually, 6,000. So he's not like a must play. I probably like Sabonis more. Going further down here, you have Kyle Kuzma. 63 looks reasonable. Without Dinwiddie, becomes a second option. I don't see myself forcing any of these bottom guys in here, really. So I'll go with Sabonis. He's not expensive. The matchup is solid. And he plays big minutes. And then at center, Jokic is only 10.9. That price tag is so low. Jokic and Embiid, they're super underpriced. You're going to be able to fit in one of the studs today at center, so I'm not even really sweating the price tags. There's not even that many good value picks at the bottom, like maybe Jakob Poeltl, maybe Wendell Carter, Washington off the bench, but I feel really good about going to Jokic or Embiid as your top overall pick. And that's about it for the video, so thank you for watching. Best of luck tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed. You can check out Prize Picks, check out the website, check out Twitter. It's all in the description. Best of luck tonight, and I'll see you all next time.